You asked for it, so it's happening. You asked for it, so it's happening. Thank you, followers.
What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this?
Sup, emos? Forever Confused Emo here, and today we're gonna do a review of the TV show Young Justice. Young Justice is a TV show that was originally on Netflix, but now it's being taken off of Netflix, so make sure you watch it as soon as possible. But here's the thing, Young Justice is it's a DC Comics cartoon, and it's about the sidekicks of the members of the Justice League. So it starts off, the pilot, there's 2 seasons. Season 1 has 26 episodes, season 2 has 20. It starts off as Robin, Kid Flash, and Aqualad, and then we have Superboy. So today I'm going to explain to you my favorite things about the series, my favorite characters, my favorite episodes, my favorite dynamics, what I liked about season 1 and season 2, and how they are different. And season 3 is coming out soon in 2018, so I'll explain what's happening with that as well, and possibly show you a picture of new and all of the characters that will be seen. So season 1 starts with Robin, Kid Flash, Aqualad, and Speedy, also known as Red Arrow, going to the Hall of Justice with their mentors, so Batman, Green Arrow, Aquaman, and Flash. And there they learned about the Hall of Justice, how the Justice League works officially. Now, Red Arrow, also known as Speedy, wanted to be part of the Justice League. He's kind of looking for attention, and I'll explain to you what Red Arrow is all about and how it's very angsty and very, please stop. But what happens is the team is formed after Robin, Kid Flash, and Aqualad go to Cadmus, which if you've seen Supergirl, you know what Cadmus is. It's a facility, it's kind of a genetics thing, and they create a clone of Superman known as Superboy, whose intent is to kill Superman and replace him. So we have now 4 members because Speedy, or Red Arrow, leaves and becomes a vigilante on his own. So the show starts with that, and then you get 3 new members on the team known as Miss Martian, and I'll explain to you about her, Artemis, a protege of Green Arrow, and Zatanna, who is the daughter of Zitoro, who's, it gets a little bit confusing. So the Robin they have in the show, I'm going to explain each character, but season 2 then begins 5 years after season 1 because Cartoon Network canceled Young Justice, and season 1 got put on Netflix, and that's how they were able to get a season 2. Everyone was watching on Netflix and was like, we want more, but they couldn't do as many episodes as season 2, so Cartoon Network was like, oh, you'll get 20 episodes, but that's it. We'll let you give you 20 episodes, you can't do anything more. So after season 2, it went off the air again, and now it's no longer available on Cartoon Network, and now it's no longer available on Netflix, because DC Comics is making this new DC streaming service. I think it's a website or maybe an app that will have Young Justice Season 3 available in 2018. So let me explain the storyline of Season 1, and this will be in pieces, and I'll put like a time frame of when each of those pieces are. So season 1 is kind of, an opening season, how in most TV shows there's not really a main plot of season 1. Season 1 is all about learning about the heroes, how they work together as a team, learning about the Justice League, figuring out the pasts of these characters. So we find out that Superboy is a clone of Superman, but is also half of Lex Luthor, so he's part human. That's why he doesn't have all of Superman's powers. He has super strength, he can jump really far and high, he cannot fly, he does not have laser vision, he has super hearing, that's what I remember. But that's all about Superboy, and I'll do a separation. The Robin in season 1 is Dick Grayson. That's the original Robin, and they kept it as that. Then there's Aqualad, also known as Calder, who is Aquaman's protege. And then you have Kid Flash, who is Wally West, and you have the original Flash, Barry Allen, and you find out more about Wally West as it goes on. It's great. Then we have Artemis, who is Green Arrow's protege, when really Artemis is actually the daughter of Sportsmaster and Huntress and the sister of the villain Cheshire in the show. We find that out during the season finale. Miss Martian, if you watch Supergirl as well, most of Young Justice is kind of in Supergirl as well, but Miss Martian poses as the niece of Martian Manhunter when really she's not. She is actually a white Martian from Mars posing as Martian Manhunter's niece. And then we have Satana, who you probably know about her. She's in most of Batman comics. She's pretty famous, and this show isn't like Teen Titans, but that becomes more Teen Titans with the second season. So season 1, there's not really a main plot line. It's kind of learning about these characters, how they work. Black Canary trains them in fighting. They have certain people watching over them like Red Tornado. Batman tells them all about their missions. And it's kind of all learning about these heroes, figuring out how they work, figuring out who they are as people. But the main plot in all of this is Lex Luthor. He's like the biggest bad in this entire show. Lex Luthor is like what they're trying to, well, say is the big bad of this entire show is Lex Luthor, which makes sense since Superboy is kind of like the main kind of part of it, other than Robin. It's kind of based around Superboy and Robin are the mains, and that's the people you focus on in the show, but it doesn't mean any of the characters are not important. It's just that Superboy and Robin are like the main parts of it. So as season 1 goes on, there's 26 episodes, and you learn about these characters, how they work, and then season 1 doesn't really end on a cliffhanger, but does. See, Red Arrow, also known as Speedy, the protege of Green Arrow, leaves and becomes a vigilante, but finds out that he is actually a clone of the original Speedy, Roy Harper, who is in Cadmus. So there's a lot of clone stuff going on. So the Red Arrow that we know is not the right Red Arrow, and he infiltrates the Justice League and makes them go into this coma where they do everything that these people known as the Light. Okay, they're known as the Light. It's Vandal Savage. He's the important thing of it. But these people know as the Light, which is this society of supervillains who is evil and horrible and trying to take control of the world, which is kind of operated by Lex Luthor, and there's Vandal Savage and Ra's al Ghul and a bunch of other villains and everything. So, season 1 is kind of like a beginning season, you know, they're trying to figure out who they are. It's great animation. It brings you back to, you know, Justice League and Batman the Animated Series days, even though the Joker is really bad in this. Well, you always see him in one episode, so they're still working on Joker, but they'll get there someday. And then you have kind of Riddler and Poison Ivy, but the main villains are Lex Luthor and the Light and all these people. So that's how season 1 works, as kind of an opening season, and then season 2 happens, which is kind of a little more confusing. So season 2 starts 5 years after the finale of season 1. And what happens is we have new members. We have Beast Boy, who, the story of Beast Boy is, his name is Garfield Logan, and he is dying, and Miss Martian, this is in Supergirl, but with Martian Manhunter, she gives Beast Boy her blood because she can shapeshift her blood to be his blood type. So he becomes Beast Boy, who can shapeshift into a bunch of different animals. Then there's a Blue Beetle, who is Jaime Reyes, and he has this scarab on his back that brings this suit out, and he doesn't really have powers, but yeah. Then you have Wonder Girl, who is Wonder Woman's protege. Batgirl comes along. Bumblebee, the new Guardian, also known as Mal Duncan. And Lagoon Boy comes along, and now Robin, Dick Grayson, has become Nightwing, and the new Robin is Tim Drake, and a bunch of stuff like that. So Artemis and Wally at the end of season 1 turns out to have left the superhero life and are now living normal lives. And it's Kid Flash and So, day has changed and things are different because of editing and phone stuff, but I'll explain that in the description or whatever. But with season 2, Kid Flash and Artemis left, as you know, and it's 5 years after season 1, so it's set in year 2016. And what's happening is there's this new threat known as the Reach, which is this alien species that comes to Earth and they're making metahumans, which if you watch The Flash, then you know what a metahuman is. It's an advanced gene in the body that gives you your superpowers. And we got these 4 new characters that are friends with Blue Beetle, and they're all runaways, well, most of them, and only one of those 4 joins the Young Justice, and they're known as Static, and he has, you know, electricity powers. And there's a bunch of new characters in the show for season 2, and then season 3 is coming out in 2018, and certain characters have left, certain characters are not going to be in it, certain characters are coming back, and also there is Impulse, which I really hope I've explained this. Flash's grandson for the future. I think I told you guys that. But, sorry, this is on a different day. But I'm gonna explain to you my favorite characters in each season. So season 2, they've got bad quality, I know, but here's the situation. I'm going to explain to you my favorite characters in each season. So in season 1, I really like Miss Martian, but then in season 2, she kind of goes a little bit weird, and in season 1 I really like what they did with Robin and Dick Grayson. They didn't make him like this whole like leader kind of an actual dick, which is horrible that they do that every time to his character, but as time has gone on, he's gotten better as a character, more depth, more understanding. There's Aqualad, he's really good. He's like a natural born leader, very in tune with his team. Season 2 is kind of weird. In season 2, you don't really know who to trust anymore and who's your favorite character or not, and whether you should like these characters anymore. It's understandable, that happens with a lot of TV shows, but it gets kind of confusing in storyline, because they didn't have as much time to stretch it out. I'm not going to give away as many spoilers as I did in my Stranger Things review about a year ago, but just for explanation, this show is good if you're a DC fan, if you're just a fan of general animation, if you're a fan of Teen Titans or the Justice League. This really brings you back to that sort of thing. The 3rd season is actually set 5 years after the season finale of season 2. I will find a way to access the website that they're going to be putting on. It's this DC streaming service they're now putting out, and explanation of what season 3 is going to be like. It's going to have more adult storylines because it's no longer going to be shown on like young kids television. It's going to be more adult because most of the characters are now college age. It's going to be more adult, focusing on them as adults, mainly focusing on these 3 new characters known as Spoiler, 13, and Arrowette. Arrowette is an archer, as we know. 13, they've confirmed that she's a character from the original comic books. And then Spoiler is, I think, something to do with Robin. I can't necessarily remember. But I'm thinking it's going to be more of a, it's more adult, it's more serious. They're going to be dealing with a lot more different things that adults usually go through. This show's like, it's already very, teenage. It's not really for little kids. It's more like a teenage show, maybe possible middle schoolers, because it deals with grief, figuring out who you are as a person, growing up, school, even being bullied for who you are. And it's one of those shows when you're like, you can relate to these characters, even though they have superpowers, you can relate, which is always important with a character. Currently what we know, Miss Martian is not coming back in season 3. She's not in any of the promotional pictures.
Neither is Bumblebee or Guardian. Batgirl wasn't in any of the promotions, but they might be after Batman the Killing Joke. They might be doing something with that. She might be Oracle now. Tim Drake is still Robin. He might put on the red Robin, and then there's Damian Wayne, who is Rabbit Robin, which we haven't seen yet, and I'm not ready for that storyline. What we know right now is the main cast is Static, Impulse, Tim Drake is Robin. Who else was it? Never much. Wonder Girl is still in it. We know that. Blue Beetle. Spoiler 13, Arrowette, Arsenal. Arsenal is the original Roy Harper that the clone Roy Harper found, and now he's known as Arsenal, and he has a fake arm, and it's really cool, and that's explained in season 2. I recommend watching it. It's no longer available on Netflix, I don't think, by the time this video comes out. I do not think it will be available. But if it is still available on Netflix, I'm recommending you binge watch it as soon as possible, or find some other way. It could be on Kiss Cartoon. I could try and find a link for episodes. If it's available, I'll try and find a link and put it in the description for you guys to watch. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment what videos I should make next, subscribe to my channel, follow me on the social media links down below. And don't be afraid to be yourself, even though the world may tell you you're not supposed to be. I just had a really bad flashback. I've been having really weird flashbacks all day. That's horrible. And make sure that if you are struggling with something, whether it's identity or sexuality or anything like that, or bullying or depression or suicidal thoughts or anxiety or any mental illness or anything you believe is wrong about yourself, just know the greatest people in the world went through the same struggles as you were. Some of you may still be students, and that's fine. You are growing. It is okay to grow. And you're not going to know everything by the time you get to college. You can change your major 4 times. It doesn't matter what you become. It matters the choices you make do not turn you into the person you will be. The person you will be is looking back at you and saying, I made the right choice there, and you will. And if you don't believe in yourself, then just know that I believe in you regardless of who you are, except if you're a Republican. Then screw off. Okay, bye.